Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today a new video about Final Fantasy XIV. This is the second part of the Let's Play about the story of Final Fantasy XIV 5.5 patch. Last time we were in a war council about the situation in Garlemald. And so basically we have to go to Ishgard to find our friend, our dragon friend. So we have to speak with Alfino in just a few seconds. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Put a like if you do enjoy. Let's go. So we are in Ishgard. I love that armor, by the way. This is Bojan armor from the red. Really take time to farm, but yeah, like it. No, I skipped a bit too fast. So we have to go speak with Lucia. Let's go. Oh, you have to go to the airship landing. But we are trying to find the Estinian, which was last seen in Ishgard. Okay. I'll just turn off that notification thing. Ah, cinematic.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alfino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence. Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Too long?
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alfino. Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
I am not Alfino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long. No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
I like that one. Well, you can keep him all to yourself forever.
Keep him to my... You're joking, aren't you? I'd be glad if someone would take him off my hands.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation?
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard. Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less... blunt?
It's been quite some time since last I set foot. Last not we are. What you said? It has been quite some time since last I set foot in Azisla. But I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit. Gracia saying, last note, we had no cause to set foot here, in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records. Which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Qyorria, is the person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Even now, she remains a prisoner of her Lagan Empire. Even since the end of the war with Meracidia, yes. To have been held captive for so long. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragons and war came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a woman who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind, was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut, burnt on and dimmed. It torments her even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidog is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Quest complete. Nice. Righteous indignation. Tiamat awaits. This way. Let's take a random wound. Let's see what is today. Little Ghost from Yokai Watch. Nice. Whee! I hope this is dubbed. My sire's mortal companion, what ringers save back to this forsaken place, shade of men?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
A small Bahamut got summoned? Basically? That my sins should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring as to who could have called him forth. I know of none save the dragons of Meracidia or Trajan. The icon claims their souls when first manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the elegant dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Yes, the dragons of Meracidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Ascians, the vile minions of darkness. Again you will profane the memory of my beloved, and strip your children of their freedom, their dignity. Have is no depth to which you will not stoop.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst you have from me, Slayer of Dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Meracidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
I don't think she's happy. Do you think she's happy? Because I don't think so. Right, free. I will answer having seen insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who content with icons cannot well be ignorant to the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed. Ask the dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Aecon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Sprichst du in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends, to lay bare its memory to rest. When our Houndstar faced annihilation, Idling granted us sanctuary. I know your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow, for the debt I owe to Idling and to all who have suffered for my sins. I shall fight with you, children of men. Nice. So I guess we're gonna set free Tiamat. While proxies have been shown to be effective in curing the Tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove the restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Elegants kept detailed record on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of the shackles. I know Alfino and Qyorria are well enough, but not you. Are you certain you are ready to see this through? Rest assured, Celestinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair. And I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls that I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future. And I will help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see him. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah, yes, we are familiar with it. The Aerochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambrowers, Ranger and I are researching the use of spirit vessel in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test the theory arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visits, the nodes were granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being worth royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. I think we are not far to the dungeon. Is that so? I will do it in another video, I think, as this one is already long enough. That was mostly about story part. We'll see. Let us split up and search the flagship. Okay. Where's the last one? Maybe you have to speak to Estinian? Why not? Oh. Okay, let's go. Let's see what he has to say. New user detected commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. Is identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. System update required, okay. Okay, we have to explore the flagship then. Okay. So we have to update the node in order to release Tiamat. I suppose I will have to do the dungeon. I'll see. Okay, so we will basically try to release Tiamat. So he is asking if I will try to persuade Daniel to be fair. Cool. And I don't want his smile anymore. Okay. Maybe we can release Tiamat in this video. I have serious doubt about it, but why not? Yeah, so it will be complicated, but not impossible. Okay, let's see if we can release Tiamat. Oh, interesting shot. I want to know more about Bahamut. I don't care about Halagmans. They were bad people. Most of them. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Meracidia could have lasted for eternity? But alas, it was not to be. The Ashen saw to that. In all creation I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Halag first came into Meracidia, into her home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left her father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make Uhahe. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a large and fertile land. It would come to be known as Meracidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, keen to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty. Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writing of the Shalayan scholar Rorusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Rightly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again on Jello. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distances, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land among themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, they knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Halag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest who knowest only too well. Yeah. But your tale doesn't have to end here. When you are free, we'll read the word of the Ascian together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you are almost spent. I keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alize. The magic is working. Okay, so I guess now is cinematic. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great realm. But we are close, I can feel it, and while I've only got a few more drops of Aether left to give, with yours and grass, this will work. Okay.
No! I'm almost there! This is it, Angelo!
Es lies an, mich es tai.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Task in Santa Ankin in way.
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Ankin. Slosk an all fall krell an. Slosk seth som in an. Aften. Mon ud. One an. Lis an. Do ud an.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
She's in an hen.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Mahamut an Ul Jas, Ul Asar, Fesk an.
By the gods!
Qyorria, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalta settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
I feel like the final battle is coming. I hide that again. Well, I'm sure you are desperate to join Hestinian tonight in battle. It would be wiser to get together the full strength of the science first. The foe we face, even no less. Okay. So this is the end of the video, I think. I'll just accept that quest. And after that, this will be the end of the video, of course. I have already sent my... no, it's too fast. I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Hulda at the Hour of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. So the next video will be in Hulda. I hope you enjoy that little piece of story. In the next video, so as you may guess, we will do the dungeon of this patch. Basically, oh, we are directly teleported. Nice. Basically, we will have to deal with Bahamut, if I get it. That's interesting. This will probably almost conclude the story of Shadowbringer, like the transition to Endwalker. I don't think there is another patch that will be... I don't think there will be another story patch, I mean. So we will have the conclusion of the story with Ascians in Endwalker. That will be interesting anyway. I hope you enjoy that video. Put a like if you did like, a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe for more. See you next time, yes? Peace.